What's going on, everybody? So let's take a few minutes to talk about Pantera. That's right, the one and only Cowboys from Hell. Now, there is so much controversy going about these guys in the last year or two, and I want to get your opinion on this as well. So let's start back from the do's and don'ts. So in an interview back in, I want to say 2005, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm wrong, Vinny made a statement that there will never be a Pantera reunion for the simple fact that his brother is deceased. Now, that could very well be coming from a distraught brother who, him and Dime were the co-founders of Pantera. And you take away the brother and you're going to take away Pantera. But the ironic part about it, Vinny pointed out, way before there was ever talk of a reunion, to the best of my knowledge, that even if Zakk Wylde were to play guitar, it would not be Pantera. Now, let's look back, let's step back a little bit further when Pantera parted ways. If you don't remember or don't know the backstory behind why Pantera went their own ways, let me help you out. It started off, the lead singer, Phil Anselmo, was having back problems. He put off getting it fixed for many years. And finally, he had enough. He couldn't live without being on some serious drugs. So he decided it would be best for him, as well as Pantera, if he went and got the much needed back surgery. And he said he'd be out for a few months, and once he's given the clearance, he's coming back to Pantera. Well, it's been some time now, and Vinny and Dime find out that Phil is in another band. They confront him about it, and in fact, Phil is in another band. And there's no talk about him joining or starting another band in the midst of healing from his back. So Dime and Vinny get together and talk about how Dime is wasted talent sitting on a couch, and that he's got to get a guitar back in his hand and back up on stage. And that's where they created their next band, Damage Plan. And if you know anything about Pantera, know anything about Dimebag, you'll know that Damage Plan was the last project that Dime worked on, as they were in a club in, I believe it was Ohio, where Dime was fatally shot after this crazed maniac accused him of being the reason that Pantera broke up. So in layman's term, if it wasn't for the fact that Phil decided he was going to do whatever the hell he wanted to do, instead of getting back on board with Pantera after his surgery, Dime most likely would not have died. So then you take the interview with Vinny, stating that there will be no reunion because there is no Dime. Well, then, lo and behold, after Vinny passes away, then guess who comes around? That's right. Phil decides he wants to reassemble Pantera. Now we have drummer for Anthrax, and the one and only Zakk Wylde on guitar. Many people say that Phil and Rex have the right to reassemble Pantera because they were members of the band, which, in all honesty, yeah, that is correct. I mean, if it wasn't for Phil, many of us probably would never have gotten to know Pantera, for the simple fact that though they were around from like 1983 in the hair metal era, most of us headbangers didn't know Pantera existed until Cowboys from Hell. So yeah, if Phil wouldn't have come around and took Pantera from where it was to the monster it became, Pantera theoretically would not have existed. But with Dime and Vinny being the founding members of the band, and both of them being deceased, now Phil wants to come around and put together a Pantera tour. Not a memoriam concert for the Abbott brothers. Not a 1 year, let's welcome Pantera back out before we retire them. No. Phil wants to bring Pantera back as though he's not the reason why Dime died. He's not the reason why Pantera wasn't for 20 years. So my question arises, why, after 20 years, does Phil finally decide, after both Abbott brothers have passed away, to bring Pantera out, knowing damn good and well that these shows are going to be huge, as long as Charlie Benante does a killer job on drums and Zakk Wylde does a knockout job on guitars. Pantera concert is going to be a huge turnout, something that fans have been waiting for 20 years for. My opinion about the money. Phil was running out of it or wanted more of it, so he took his money pit and reinvented it. And I tell you, damn good business orchestration. You take anything that big and put it back out to the public's reach, you're damn right. People are going to grab for it, eat it up. First of all, it's Pantera. They haven't been out in 20 years. Second of all, we want to see just how good Charlie and Zakk can do. And with them both knocking it out of the park, fans are eating it up. Fans are accepting Charlie Benante and Zakk Wylde as official members of Pantera. Now, granted, they are both great musicians in their own realm. Charlie, he belongs with Anthrax. Zakk, well, he's been doing his own thing now for many years. And we all grew and loved Zakk when he started playing with Ozzy. So why does he need to come out and scramble up Pantera? Zakk definitely does not need the money. Now, it can be easily said and argued that he's doing it to help out a fellow brother. And Zakk and Pantera, Zakk and Dime were close friends. So yeah, to help a fellow brother out, to bring the memory of Dimebag back to mainstream. I don't blame Charlie or Zach at all, because that's most likely their purpose, is to bring back the memory of the Avid Boys. Sit there and close your eyes and imagine Dime and Vinny up on stage one more time, living their dream. If a musician can do that, if they can recreate the pure talent of a icon, they have done their job. And their work is stupendous. Their work goes to show just why they were the chosen members to, I don't want to say replace, but to substitute the Avid Boys. And for that, I want to thank you both, Charlie Benante and Zach Wild. I want to thank you both for taking on that role, for putting your feet into huge shoes, and taking on the responsibility to give the fans their memories back, to bring new memories to new fans. But as far as Phil goes, I say he's just a money-hungry asshole who just wants to capitalize on Pantera. So we're going to leave you there. You go ahead and tell me what you think on this matter. Do you agree? Is Phil a money-hungry asshole who just wants to capitalize on Pantera? Or is he, in fact, choosing this time for a particular reason to bring Pantera back to the people? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, you guys have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side.